Your soulmate's family is talking about you. Here's why. There is something unusual happening right now, something you never expected. Somewhere, in a home filled with laughter, stories, and heartfelt conversations, your soulmate's family is talking about you. You may wonder, how could that be? They've never met me. The truth is, sometimes the people connected to our destiny begin feeling our presence long before we ever arrive in their lives. Love has a mysterious way of introducing us to one another, even when we are separated by time, distance, and circumstance. For the past few weeks, your soulmate has been changing in ways their family cannot ignore. They have become more hopeful about the future. They smile more often when speaking about love. They seem calmer, more confident, and strangely excited about what lies ahead. Their family noticed immediately. One evening, during a family dinner, your soulmate sat quietly listening as everyone shared stories about their day. Suddenly, their mother smiled and asked, "You've been different lately. Is there someone special in your life?" Your soulmate laughed softly before replying, "Not yet, but I know they're coming." The entire room fell silent. "What do you mean?" their younger sibling asked with curiosity. "I don't know who they are yet," your soulmate explained, "but I feel like my life is changing. It's as if I'm being prepared to meet someone incredibly important." At first, everyone smiled politely. Some assumed it was simply optimism. Others believed your soulmate was being romantic. But the sincerity in their voice made everyone pay attention. They continued speaking. "For years, I've prayed for the right person. Not someone perfect, but someone genuine. Someone kind, compassionate, and emotionally strong. Someone who understands that true love is built through patience, trust, and mutual respect." Without realizing it, they were describing you. Their father leaned forward and asked, "What makes you so certain this person exists?" Your soulmate smiled and answered, "Because every challenge I've faced has taught me exactly what kind of love I want to give and receive. I don't think I've waited this long without reason." Those words touched everyone at the table. For the first time in many years, they saw genuine excitement in your soulmate's eyes whenever they spoke about their future. The fear and uncertainty that once surrounded conversations about relationships had disappeared. Instead, there was peace. Later that evening, after dinner had ended, the conversation continued in the living room. Family members began asking questions about the person your soulmate imagined spending their life with. "Do you think they'll enjoy our family traditions?" someone asked. "I hope so," your soulmate replied with a smile. "More importantly, I hope they feel loved and accepted from the very beginning." "Will they know how much you've been waiting for them?" another family member asked. "I'll make sure they do." Your soulmate's grandmother, who had been quietly listening throughout the evening, finally spoke. "When two souls are meant to find one another, the universe begins preparing everyone involved long before they meet. Sometimes families begin making space in their hearts before they even know a person's name." Her words filled the room with warmth. That night, something extraordinary happened. Your soulmate's family began imagining you, not your appearance or where you come from, but the kind of person you might be. They wondered about your dreams, your struggles, and the journey that has shaped you into who you are today. They spoke about how they hope you have experienced kindness throughout your life. They hoped you've learned to love yourself despite difficult seasons. Most of all, they hoped that when you finally enter their lives, you will feel as though you've always belonged there. Meanwhile, your soulmate sat quietly, smiling as they listened. Deep down, they already know one thing with absolute certainty: you will be worth waiting for. They don't need perfection. They aren't searching for someone who has never made mistakes or faced hardships. They are searching for someone authentic. Someone whose heart values honesty, compassion, and emotional connection. And somehow, every time they think about their future, they imagine you standing beside them. Their family has noticed this. They've noticed how much happier your soulmate becomes whenever conversations about love arise. They've noticed the excitement in their voice when speaking about building a beautiful future with someone they haven't yet met. Most importantly, they've noticed something they haven't seen in years: hope. That hope has become contagious. Now, whenever your soulmate's family gathers together, someone inevitably asks, "Do you think you'll meet them soon?" Your soulmate always gives the same answer: when the timing is right. And every single time, their family smiles because they believe it too. Although you may not know it yet, your story is already beginning in ways you cannot see. Hearts are opening. Conversations are happening. Dreams are forming. Your soulmate's family is talking about you because the person they love most believes that meeting you will change their life forever. And perhaps, somewhere deep within your own heart, you've been preparing for that moment too. The conversation about you didn't end that night. In fact, it was only the beginning. Over the next few days, your soulmate's family found themselves bringing you up in the most unexpected moments. While drinking their morning tea, during family dinners, or even while watching old family photographs, someone would smile and ask, "Have you thought any more about the person you're waiting for?" Your soulmate always smiled whenever the question came. Talking about you brought them a sense of peace they couldn't quite explain. One Sunday afternoon, the entire family gathered at their grandparents' home for lunch. The atmosphere was warm and cheerful. Children were laughing in another room while the adults shared stories about life, work, and future plans. Eventually, as families often do, the conversation turned toward relationships and marriage. An aunt looked at your soulmate and asked playfully, "So, tell us about this special person we're all waiting to meet." Your soulmate laughed softly. "I wish I could tell you everything, but I haven't met them yet." "Then tell us what you hope they're like," another family member replied. Your soulmate paused for a moment before answering. "I hope they're kind, not just when life is easy, but especially when it's difficult. I hope they care deeply about the people around them. I hope they know that being imperfect doesn't make them any less deserving of love." The room became quiet as everyone listened. "I hope they've never given up on themselves," your soulmate continued. "Life can be difficult sometimes. We all carry invisible scars. Whoever they are, I hope they know that they don't need to become someone else to be worthy of happiness." Those words touched everyone sitting around the table. Their grandmother smiled warmly and said, "Your future partner will be fortunate to hear those words one day." The questions continued throughout the afternoon. Do you think they're family-oriented? I do. Do you think they'll enjoy celebrating holidays with us? I hope they will. What if they're nervous when they meet everyone? At this question, your soulmate laughed. Then we'll make sure they feel at home, they replied immediately. Their mother smiled knowingly. You've already thought about all of this, haven't you? Your soulmate nodded. For years. As the conversation went on, something beautiful began happening. Your soulmate's family wasn't simply imagining someone joining their lives, they were already thinking about how they could welcome you with kindness and understanding. Their younger sibling joked, "I hope they like board games because we're very competitive." An uncle laughed and added, "And they need to enjoy family gatherings. We can be a little loud sometimes." Even the grandparents joined in, talking about recipes they would love to share with you someday. Before long, everyone was smiling and laughing as though you were already sitting beside them at the table. Later that evening, after most of the family had gone home, your soulmate sat outside beneath the evening sky with their father. There was a comfortable silence between them before his father finally spoke. "You really believe this person is coming into your life, don't you?" "I do," your soulmate answered without hesitation. "Why?" Your soulmate smiled thoughtfully before replying. "Because I've spent years becoming the person I hope they deserve. Every lesson, every challenge, every moment of growth has prepared me for the kind of love I want to build someday. I don't believe any of that happened by accident." Their father nodded slowly. "When they arrive," he said, "I hope they understand how deeply they'll be loved, not just by you, but by all of us." Those words stayed with your soulmate long after the conversation ended. Meanwhile, their family continued asking questions about you, not because they were curious about superficial things, but because they wanted to understand the person who would one day become so important to someone they love. Would you be shy or outgoing? Do you enjoy quiet evenings or exciting adventures? What dreams are you working toward? What challenges have helped shape your character? Most importantly, what kind of love are you hoping to find? Although they don't yet know the answers, one thing has become increasingly clear to them: whoever you are, you've already become part of countless conversations filled with warmth, excitement, and hope. You may not realize it now, but somewhere, people you've never met are wishing you happiness. They are hoping that life has been kind to you and that your journey has prepared you for the beautiful chapter waiting ahead. And as your soulmate quietly looks toward the future, there is one thing they know with complete certainty. They can't wait to meet you. As the days passed, something unexpected began to happen within your soulmate's family. They no longer spoke about you as a distant possibility. Little by little, they began speaking about you as though you were already becoming part of their story. Among everyone in the family, there was one person who seemed especially interested whenever your name, or rather, the thought of you, came up in conversation: your soulmate's mother. Mothers have a unique way of understanding the hearts of their children. Long before anyone else notices a change, they often sense it immediately. Your soulmate's mother had watched them grow through every stage of life, their happiest moments, their disappointments, their fears, and their dreams. She knew better than anyone how much they had been through. There were times when your soulmate had almost given up on love. There were moments when they questioned whether they would ever find someone who truly understood them. Life had taught them difficult lessons about patience, self-worth, and emotional strength. Yet despite everything, they never stopped believing that real love existed. One evening, after everyone had gone home from another family gathering, your soulmate sat beside their mother in the kitchen. The two shared a quiet conversation over a cup of tea. She smiled softly before asking, "Do you ever worry that you've waited too long?" Your soulmate thought for a moment before replying. "No," they said quietly. "I think I've waited exactly as long as I needed to." Their mother smiled knowingly. "You've changed so much over the years," she said. "There was a time when you were afraid to hope for this kind of future." "I know," your soulmate admitted. "But now I feel ready." She reached across the table and gently placed her hand over theirs. "When the right person finally enters your life," she said, "promise me one thing." "What is it?" "Promise me you'll tell them how much they've been worth waiting for." Your soulmate smiled warmly and nodded. "I promise." There was a brief silence before she continued. "There's something I wish I could tell your future soulmate right now." "What would you say?" your soulmate asked. Without hesitation, she answered. "I would tell them thank you." Your soulmate looked surprised. "Thank you?" "Yes," she said. "Thank you for existing. Thank you for helping my child believe in love again, even before you've met. Thank you for becoming the reason they're excited about tomorrow." Her voice became softer as she continued. "You may not realize this when you finally meet them, but they've spent years growing into the person they're meant to become. They've learned from heartbreak. They've become more compassionate because of difficult experiences. They've worked hard to become someone capable of building a healthy and lasting relationship." She smiled through happy tears. "And now they're waiting for you." If she could speak directly to you today, there is one secret she would want you to know. Your soulmate has already been preparing a place for you in their heart. They've imagined introducing you to their family. They've thought about your first holiday together. They've wondered what will make you laugh, what dreams you carry, and how they can support you when life becomes difficult. More importantly, they have made an important decision long ago. They will never expect you to be perfect. They don't expect you to have all the answers. They don't expect you to arrive without fears, insecurities, or past experiences that have shaped who you are today. They simply hope that when the time comes, you will allow yourself to be loved exactly as you are. That is the secret their mother wishes you could hear right now. She doesn't care about how much money you earn or whether your life has always gone according to plan. What matters most to her is whether her child feels loved, respected, and genuinely happy beside you. One day, when you finally sit together at the family dinner table, she hopes you'll feel comfortable enough to be yourself. She hopes you'll laugh at family stories, share your own memories, and realize that you are not being judged, you are being welcomed. Because in her heart, she already knows something beautiful. Love isn't about finding perfection. It's about finding someone whose presence feels like home. And if you truly are the person destined for her child, then she believes you've been worth every moment of waiting. As the evening conversation came to an end, she smiled at your soulmate and quietly said, "Whoever they are, I hope they know they've already made you happier, and they haven't even arrived yet." Your soulmate simply smiled and looked toward the future with hope shining in their eyes. Because somehow, deep within their heart, they know this story is only beginning. Something has become impossible for your soulmate's family to ignore. Every single time someone mentions you, even though they have yet to meet you, your soulmate's face lights up with the kind of smile that only comes from genuine happiness. At first, everyone thought it was simply excitement about the future. But as time passed, they realized it was something much deeper than that. Your soulmate has changed. They have become more optimistic about life. They laugh more often. They talk about their goals with renewed passion and carry themselves with a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. It is as if knowing that true love may be waiting somewhere in the world has given them a new perspective on everything around them. One evening, during another family gathering, their younger sibling noticed something amusing. Every time someone asked about their future partner, your soulmate smiled without even realizing it. Their sibling laughed and said, "You know, it's impossible to talk about your soulmate without you smiling." Everyone at the table laughed in agreement. Seriously, their aunt added, "I've never seen you look this happy when talking about anything else." Your soulmate blushed slightly before replying, "Can you blame me? Thinking about meeting the right person someday makes me excited about the future." Their grandmother smiled warmly and said, "That smile tells us everything we need to know." The truth is, your soulmate doesn't smile because they've imagined some perfect fantasy. They smile because they have finally learned that love isn't something to fear, it is something to welcome when the time is right. Years ago, they were different. They worried about choosing the wrong person. They wondered whether genuine love truly existed. They questioned whether anyone would ever understand the deepest parts of who they are. Life taught them patience. It taught them that some things cannot be rushed. It taught them that becoming the right person is just as important as finding the right person. Today, whenever someone mentions you, they smile because they know they are no longer waiting from a place of loneliness. They are waiting from a place of readiness. One night, while looking through old family photographs, your soulmate's mother quietly sat beside them and smiled. "You're happier now than you've been in years," she said softly. "Am I?" they asked. Without question. "What changed?" She smiled knowingly before answering. "You started believing that your future isn't something to fear anymore." Those words stayed with your soulmate for the rest of the evening. Later that night, they sat alone reflecting on everything they hoped to share with you someday. They imagined simple moments rather than grand gestures. Cooking dinner together after a long day. Watching movies on rainy evenings. Supporting one another through difficult seasons of life. Celebrating small victories that only the two of you would truly understand. laughing at inside jokes that no one else could appreciate quite the same way. These are the moments that make them smile whenever someone talks about you. Your soulmate isn't dreaming about perfection. They are dreaming about partnership. They want someone who understands that love is built day by day through kindness, patience, honesty, and mutual respect. The more they think about you, the more grateful they become for every lesson life has taught them along the way. Their father noticed this during a recent conversation. "You don't seem impatient anymore," he observed. "I'm not," your soulmate replied. "Why not?" "Because I trust the timing of my life." Their father smiled proudly. That's a beautiful place to be. The family has also begun noticing something else. Whenever discussions about the future arise, your soulmate always includes you in their plans, even if they don't yet know your name. When we travel someday. When we celebrate our first holiday together. When I introduce them to all of you. Those little phrases have become increasingly common. At first, everyone teased them about it. Now, however, they simply smile because they can see how much hope your soulmate carries in their heart. One family member recently joked, "We're all excited to meet this mysterious person now. They've become famous in this family without even trying." The entire room burst into laughter. Your soulmate smiled and replied, "I have a feeling you'll love them." And perhaps that's what makes their smile so genuine whenever someone mentions you. Deep down, they already believe that you will bring something beautiful into their life, not because you will complete them,